Hey everyone, my name is Jess Tomlinson. Thank you so much for tuning in. I am your visibility and leadership coach, and we've been doing this series to really help you get prepared for your visibility plan as we move into 2020. We're getting close if you're watching this in real time, and I really want to support you in creating a visibility plan that is aligned with you, your authenticity. And so, this series, which if you haven't watched all of the videos yet and you want to catch up, you can head on over to jessicatomlinson.com/bizbestie. All of those videos are over there on an invitation page for one lucky woman who I'm putting the call out to join with me in really partnership for 2020. This is for a woman who is really dedicated to next level visibility, authentic self expression, and business growth that feels really good in 2020. And so you can find all of these videos. They are for you if you're not interested in the one private mentorship spot to journey with me during the full 12 months of 2020. Feel free to hop on over there and just watch them and consume the information. And if you aren't interested, then go ahead and follow the directions to send an email to me and let me know why you are. And you want to do that in the next few days. All right, so now to today's content as we continue this discussion from the videos that I've been putting out to support you, is all about the 5 phases that I take my clients through. And my clients are women, entrepreneurs, visionary leaders who are committed to the next level of visibility, whatever that looks like for them. I really don't care what it looks like because my whole work is really helping you to align, to bring out your fullest self expression so that ultimately you can grow your business in a way that feels good, but also you reach that level of inner and outer freedom. So, if that resonates with you, then these 5 phases that I'm going to be sharing with you, which I've been alluding to them and tying back to them in some of the previous videos. But I'm going to tell you all 5 phases because I think they're really important and it'll also give you a great understanding of the journey that I take my clients through. Okay, so what are those 5 phases? They are, I'm just going to list them off and then we'll dive a little bit deeper into why each one is important and what it means and how you can implement it as you're creating your plan moving forward for 2020. So the 5 phases is release, reveal, realign, radiate, and receive. Guess I should flip my hand around, huh? Instead of the back of the hand. I'm gonna, put that good energy towards you. So those are the 5 phases. So let's dive deep into these phases. And first, before we dive into them, I just want to preface that these phases are meant to be phases. I say phases very intentionally. So you might notice that maybe some of your previous mentors or people that you follow really refer to like the steps or, you know, really the steps is the best contrast to phases because the steps really says, here's what you want to do first, then you want to do this next, and then you want to do that next. And yes, these 5 phases do have an order for a reason. However, this is the journey of visibility and the journey of business growth, specifically for women who I know are on the spiritual path. So you're probably here because you know that business is all about your own evolution. Yes, it's about helping people, but you know that like the biggest personal development, the biggest self-development and spiritual growth that you have received is probably in business. Very close to relationships, but business for sure, like whoa, right? And so when we are on a spiritual path, There are phases, right? There's ebbs and flows. And we can really compare this to the feminine way of doing business, which is sometimes we're going to be in a season where we really need to focus on the first phase. And sometimes we will be in a season where we clip along and we follow a very linear path. And so, really, it's about getting to know yourself, really leaning into these different phases, knowing which one is here to support you in the time and evolution that you are currently in your own business, the goals that you have, your own personal way of doing business that feels really good for you. So there's lots of different keys here. So I just want to preface that to let you know that this isn't like a structured, like you must follow these 5 steps and then, and then you're done. No, this is a journey no matter what level of business you're in. And typically, I support entrepreneurs who have learned all the strategies, the systems. They've been in business, for a while, and they're really at this place where they're like, oh, I just really want to feel more connected to who I am and express that in my visibility so that I can really stand in my message, my leadership, and really figuring out what that looks like for them so that they can experience that ultimate inner and outer freedom. Okay. So now, with all that said, let's come back to a little bit more explanation around these phases. And we will get into that. Just checking my notes real quick. Sorry if it's wobbly. Okay, so these phases. The first one is release. You got to release what isn't serving you in order to move forward in your visibility so that you have the energy. It's really like creating a clear path as we're in our evolution for business. You are changing, you are growing. So your business and the way that you show up in your visibility needs to shift and align accordingly. And that means not just layering stuff on top of the old and expecting it to work, but really letting go and creating from not completely a new place, but letting go of whatever is not serving you so that you can have a clear path to paint your masterpiece of visibility for the future. So the second phase is reveal. This is a really important phase. I talk about this over and over again. It's probably the bulk of most of the work that I do with clients, and it's all about revealing the parts of yourself that you've been holding back, your deepest desires, the identities that really you bury deep. As women, as people, we grow up with a lot of stuff, right? We grow up with experiences that shape us, society, the media, friends, family, lovers. Like we fit into these identities, and those identities can be very harmful when we are really wanting to bring forward our greatest, fullest, authentic self expression. And so I work on those pieces with clients so that they feel so liberated in how they're showing up and they can bring these parts of themselves that they've been hiding and have so much energy and ease when they show up in their visibility. And just ultimately, it feels really awesome. Okay, so the third phase is to um, realign. So we've got our releasing, our revealing. What do we really want in business? Who are we? And then we've got to realign from there, right? We have to shift things. Like you can't just say, have these big insights, right? How many times do we have these like spiritual insights or like insights about ourselves? And we're like, oh, wow, I'm really a person who loves connecting in person with people. This is me. And yet, you know, sometimes I've fallen into the trap of hiding behind my computer and forgetting that I actually thrive in business when I'm in person with people and I can connect energetically. It's one of the reasons I do videos because that's the next best thing to being in person with people, right? So realigning is really realigning your strategy. What needs to be realigned after you release, after you reveal? And how can you then, which is the fourth phase, radiate? Radiate is all about being that radiant light that is the truest embodiment of who you really are. This is the self expression piece. This is bringing forward your playful, your fierce, your sexy, these different parts of like your quirkiness or things that you might be pressing down because you feel like you're supposed to show up a certain way in business. And those are really energetic drains. So once we take you through the first three phases, we can get to the radiating and feeling really good, taking those action steps out in the visible world and how you're showing up. And then the fifth and final step is receive. And this one is so important. This one is all about how are you prioritizing taking care of this beautiful being that you are? Because the reality is that visibility is a lot of work. It's a lot of work. I'm not going to bullshit you, right? It's a lot of work. And yet, it doesn't have to be hard. We can find ease in the work. It takes energy. And so that's why it's so important to receive, to celebrate the small successes, the big successes, to really put the energy and nourishment and pleasure back into your own body, your soul, your spirit, so that you can really um, be that bright, shining, radiant light that you're meant to be in the world, to grow your business, to grow your impact, to really share your voice in an authentic way. All right, so those are the five phases. And I'm really curious what you think. Let me know what you think in the comments, wherever you're watching this video. And as I mentioned, if you want to learn more about how you can be on this journey of really plugging into these phases with my dedicated support, I'm only, which is like so crazy to say, but it feels I've gone through these five phases myself, right? As I'm thinking about 2020, and I'm also going to be going through them again because that's what happens. But right now, it feels really great to just support one lucky, amazing woman as her biz bestie in 2020 for private coaching. So if you're curious, go ahead and head on over to jessicatomlinson.com/bizbestie to learn more. Email me in the next few days. You do need to do that in the next few days because I'm going to start having conversations, sending applications with women that I would adore to support. So I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next video.